and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Julia. So a while back I was asked to do some monkey bread, and that is what I'm going to show you today, how to make some cheese stuffed monkey bread with some garlic butter. They are so easy to make and just so delicious, and the dough I'm making today, it is just so fluffy, light and soft. It's just so good. So let's get started. So first up, I have to make my dough, of course, and my dough here have to be in the fridge overnight, and I promise you guys it is worth it. And I'm making a double portion today, so don't really mind that. I'm just writing down one size portion down below in my description. But you can always double it or triple it, whatever you want to. But what I would use for my dough here is some flour, some fresh yeast, sugar, salt, oil and water. And because my dough is going to rise in the fridge, my water is just room temperature, maybe a bit colder. It doesn't really have to be lukewarm because it is going into the fridge. So first up, I'm just going to crumble in my yeast into my bowl here, like that, and then in with my sugar and salt, and in with my water. And now I'm just going to keep mixing until it is all dissolved. And in with my oil. And now I'm just going to add in half of my flour. Just stir that in. And now in with the rest of my flour. And now I'm just going to stir this here together, and when it is well combined, I'm going to let my machine stir it or knead it for about 8 minutes. And after those 8 minutes, I'm going to put my dough into a box with a lid on, and then I'm going to place it in the fridge, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. So my dough has now been in the fridge overnight, and it almost got out of the box, but it looks wonderful. And what I did was just to add a little bit of flour to my table and just knead it a tiny bit, and then I cut it into about 20 pieces. I actually have 21 pieces, but just cut it into 20 to 25 pieces. And then I just roll them just a little bit, and I have them on my table here with a little bit of flour. My oven is already 190 degrees C convection oven. If you don't have convection, then have it at 210 degrees C. And before I get to the next step, I here in my bowl have some chopped parsley, some crushed garlic, and then a lot of butter. And I don't really have the exact measurements, but there's about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic in here. And then there is a big handful of parsley, and then probably around 100-150 grams of butter. But what I'm going to do with this here is just add it into the microwave and just melt that down. So I have some cheddar cheese here that I've just cut into some cubes. And then I have one of my pieces of dough, and I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit and then place a lump of cheese and close that up. Just like that. And I am just going to keep repeating this here until I have used all of my dough. So they are now all stuffed with cheese, and what I'm going to do now is to take my form here, and then I'm just going to add in some of my delicious garlic butter and just brush that a little around. Just up against the sides. Alrighty. And then I'm just going to place some of these here around. Just fit one more there. And just some more of my garlic butter. And now for the next layer. Some more garlic butter. Like so. And then the last layer of my bread here. And some more garlic butter, of course. And I just have a little bit of cheese left over, so I'm just going to add some pieces around, just to make that kind of as an extra surprise that there's cheese on the outside and on the inside. So just on with some pieces of that. You can also just add it into the layers so there's cheese all over, but I'm just going to do it on the top here. But now this here is ready to get into the oven. So my bread got around 30 to 35 minutes in the oven, and it turned out so fluffy, delicious, and so yummy. And I just let it cool down for about 10 minutes, and then I flipped it out of the form and served it up with some homemade dressing. And I have made a lot of different dressing recipes in here, which I have used in many of my burger recipes and some sandwich recipes, so just find them. But in here I have some sour cream, some mayonnaise, some parsley, some salt, some pepper, and a little bit of milk to make it a bit thinner. And it is just so yummy to dip in and use as a dipping sauce. So go ahead, and if you want to give these a go here, all the ingredients are down below in my description. And don't forget that I made a double portion of the dough. I will just write down one portion, and I only used one portion to make this bread here. In a double portion there's of course enough dough to make 2 of these. So just keep that in mind, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel here, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Bye!